And one thing I wanted to talk about with Super Mario World and music specifically is the Special World theme. So, for those who aren't aware, there are certain secret exits that take you to warp stars scattered throughout the world. And these warp stars take you to what is called Star World. And Star World has its levels. And then you get to the final level of Star World, which, looking at just the world map of Star World, it looks like it just connects you back to the first warp star, and that's that. But what's actually going on is you find the secret exit to the final level of Star World, and it takes you to, and it opens up another warp star that takes you to Special World, which is a collection of more out there levels. And they have weird names, like, because all the other levels are named like, Donut Plains #1 or Forest of Illusions #2 or stuff like that. The levels in Special World are named things like Funky and Groovy and Awesome.
And Ghost House 666.
They really went all out in these in all aspects, it sounds like.
But yeah, so when you first get to Special World, it's got this like sort of almost like Calypso kind of theme. It's really repetitive. Isn't nothing too special, but there's a secret feature where if you listen to it loop enough times, what happens is it changes and it launches into a steel drum version of the original Mario Bros. Theme from the NES.
Oh, really?
Oh, I've heard this. I've heard this track before. People have played it online.
Yes. So, and so this is kind of the reason why I picked this game, is because I remember as a kid, I would just load up the game and go on over to Special World and just put it on so I could just hear that song again. And so, I mean, you guys are a little bit younger than me, so maybe you have different experiences regarding that, but I'm kind of curious to ask was there any game growing up where you booted up the game just so you could listen to the music?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what was yours, Lixie?
The only ones that the ones that come to mind that I can think about right now are Super Smash Brothers Brawl, because they had all the music tracks, and I would wake up early on Saturday mornings just to listen to some of those tracks, especially like the ones I wasn't sure about, because there were some Japanese ones. And I remember specifically, I'm not trying to call you out on this, Jake, but I remember specifically because on Brawl, like they would shuffle the songs and you could go in and have the option of showing which ones you're going to play the most. And I remember you saying, "Oh, that's a stupid song," or something to the that equivalent. And so I woke up super early and I kept the TV like really low just so I could listen to it. I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this, but I never told anyone because I didn't want to.
What track was it?
It was a song from Pikmin, and I don't remember what it was, but it was some Japanese song, and it was just like really quiet. I couldn't even tell you the name of it unless I saw it.
Pikmin song. Sounds kind of retarded, if you're asking me.
Oh my gosh, Jake.
Pikmin,
You just upset the whole Pikmin fandom.
Oh, the Sonic fans are already after me, Lexi. Let me be real. So Smash Bros. Anything else? Or
the only one I can think about
like Harvest Moon. I remember a lot.
I mean, yeah, some tracks in Harvest Moon, but like those were like, eh. I like to listen to them now, but like as a kid, I was just like, eh. The other one I can think about is Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, because I really like the soundtrack to that game. That's actually on my list. But it's just like they're different. I think one reason I liked it was because the only Pokemon games we had growing up were Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Emerald, and then someone gave us XD Gale of Darkness.
It was for like a birthday or something. I remember.
Yeah. And that
was the main one we played for.
Console
Pokemon game.
That was the first Pokemon game I actually ever beat.
Oh, you did beat it. Oh, dang.
Yeah, I beat it in 2020 because I had a lot of time on my hands. But it's just, I think one reason I liked it was because it wasn't pixelated or chiptune. it didn't sound like the Game Boy. It sounded like it was like MIDI, and it was obviously music mostly done by on a keyboard and stuff. But I liked how it didn't sound like the Game Boy. It sounded like not orchestrated, but that kind of thing. And I remember going to some places, and I would just leave the controller there and just sit there for a while listening to the music.
I remember, I think for me, the game that I would probably go to first, because I'm really been trying to think of like a good example, but I think the number one example for me, like putting in a game and specifically going to seeking out a soundtrack, David, is specifically 2 games. One was Fusion Frenzy on the OG Xbox, because you could go and find the soundtrack in the settings, and you can listen to the Game Over song, which is on there, which is when you at the end of your campaign or whatever.
That's a
and
good
I always
song.
loved that. And so it's specifically Fusion Frenzy and probably Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, which Lexi, surprisingly, I do not have on my list.
What?
But it is an honorable mention.
I mean, that's not on my list either, but really?
Yeah, so I was really debating on putting Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, which is the GameCube Fire Emblem game. I love the game so much for so many other reasons. The music, I would say, is arguably one of them. And it has a lot of great tracks, especially like if you go into the fan base of Fire Emblem, the best set track is Oliver's theme, which I cannot remember the name of, but it's like a...
I hated that theme. It was like,
the creepy priest that's obviously got a thing for beans with wings and everything.
Oh my god!
It's really like disturbing, this guy, and his theme was like
harpsichord.
Was a harpsichord.
It was nothing but like 50 harpsichords, and I hated it.
You hate harpsichords? Why do you hate harpsichords?
No, we just be listening.
What do you got against harpsichords? What they ever do to you?
We just be
Are
playing
you
the game.
racist against harpsichords?
Do you not like stringed instruments, Lexi? Did you know a piano was a stringed
Did you know your mother played a harpsichord?
Mom played a harpsichord?
Yeah, don't you remember she had a harpsichord and she played it? She played it at church one time.
I remember.
What?
Yeah, she has a harpsichord that she always wanted to play in church. I think she played it like once.
Yeah, she played
She
it.
has a harpsichord?
She does.
So I think.
Yes, is that
Are
really,
you sure?
Is that what it's called, Lexi? Because it looks like a mandolin.
Okay, wait. I think it's an electric harp.
No,
I don't.
Okay, no, I know what she has.
You know what you're talking about?
I know what she
Okay.
has.
What is it?
It's
What
an
is it?
auto harp.
Auto harp. Okay.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a gosh darn
What does a
auto
harpsichord
harp.
look like, David? Like it's
A
not something you can hold
harpsichord
in
is
your
like-
hand.
No,
Piano.
a harpsichord is a keyboard-based instrument.
Oh, okay. I was going to
But
say.
Harpsichord.
the main difference between a piano and a harpsichord is the piano has the strings stretched taut and a hammer strikes the strings, causing it to resonate.
Yeah.
A harpsichord has a little quill type thing on the lever, which as you press the key plucks the string.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
It's like a harpsichord and auto harp, and I hated his theme.
That's not specifically the track I would go to, but I think again, Path of Radiance, great soundtrack, even better game. But I don't have it on my list because I only have 5 spots. It probably would have been like my 8th or 9th or whatever, but I'm only doing 5. So
Now that I think about it, I remember waking up on early Saturday mornings because I did this a lot. I would wake up early Saturday mornings
to the GameCube and the Wii,
and
Xbox.
And I remember listening to the music for that Fire Emblem game because we had it on the GameCube.
Yeah.
And then another game that I just randomly remembered was Knight's Journey of Dreams, because if you unlock the true ending, you get the music. And so I would go and listen to the boss music because I'll bring this up later.
And this was a Wii game, by the way.
It was a remaster of Nights into Dreams that was on the Sega Genesis, and it eventually
The Dreamcast.
the
not
Dreamcast.
Genesis, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Nice was a 3D game that came in during the time of the. It wasn't the Saturn.
It was.
No, it was
it was the Dreamcast.
It was the Dreamcast.
Yeah, it was the Dreamcast.
So
because it looked like it was from a Dreamcast. Yeah.
yeah, so the Saturn was more like
I didn't know if it was like an X32 expansion game or not, but it's definitely
the Saturn was more
yeah.
of like the PS1 N64 era, and the Dreamcast was technically part of the PS2 Xbox GameCube version generation, except Sega beat them all to the punch, and it's kind of underpowered compared to the other.
well, David, like there's a Nights in Dreams game on the Wii. And it's got voice acting. It's got a whole storyline.
Yes, I remember that.
You know about this game?
Yes.
You know how bad the voice acting was on that game?
I've never played it.
Oh, it's so
You
bad.
want to know something hilarious?
They loved
I
playing
found
that
out.
growing up.
You want to know something hilarious? I found out about Knight's voice actor.
Who? Who was it?
So I don't remember her name. I think her name's like Talia or something. I could be wrong.
I'm gonna look that up.
So she is not only I believe she's the voice of Crystal in Star Fox Assault.
Oh, cool.
But she's also like the voice that they needed for Chell in Portal 1 and 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, Chell doesn't talk.
No, but like the jumping and the gasps, that's her. That's her listing on IMDb.
So Julicia,
somebody's got to do that.
Yeah.
Julicia Aguria?
If I saw her picture, I would know it. But she got
What
like
about
brown
Jews?
hair.
No, I said Julissa Aguria or Guria or whatever. I don't know. It's Italian or something.
Please take that out.
Anyway,